going to happen.
The only pari you can win is in Langata or
Hizo zilichanika. But anyways, in Paris, we'll get to the Champions League
But
later.
can we say it was bad luck on his side? Because in his thinking,
Exactly.
this top 4 is not in my hands,
It's
but I can
exactly-
secure it
it's not
today.
yet. It's
But
not
come
yet
on,
secured.
Come
He's
on.
thinking
Listen.
Bournemouth was not on a good form.
And then he's thinking.
No.
And then he's thinking he needs to bring the morale of the players up. They
Yeah.
have already
Yeah.
lost.
So
They've already lost.
what
So
morale
they need a
did he
pick
bring
me up.
yesterday losing back to back?
That's what I'm saying. It's
bad luck.
It's just bad luck. You just
Because
met a better team.
he
Because you
needed-
forget even Bournemouth beat a lot of big teams.
Maybe I was ready.
A lot, including
Hillary, I'm telling you, yesterday I was ready to lose to Bournemouth because I know there's a quality team. But let me lose.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time you're watching us from. This is the alternate channel and we are back again. Tumekuja kumaliza season.
Yep.
And hey man, it's been a good season for everyone.
long.
Not for everyone though. There are people who have had a better season than others. The others were in the semi-finals of the Conference League.
Finals.
Semi-finals. Others are campeons. Others they've been eliminated, and
Others will be eliminated.
and others will be eliminated, and others are in the semi-finals of the Champions League. This is Kerry Kahiga, flanked by Hillary, flanked by a man like Vic, and the champion of the hour,
El Campione.
Campeon,
20 times.
20 times. Buddha, you take it away from here. Me hata sitaki kuintroduce wala. You have your moment.
So I've been here before a lot of times. I was telling you we would have won the league by Ash Wednesday, but things did not go according to plan. We postponed it to Easter so that Christ could not see it. We postponed it to Easter, and eventually it happened because we knew our competitors who were coming against us
Nottingham.
did not have the capacity. I don't know even who was, because the top 4 race is still there. We don't know we'll finish second.
Man.
The gap between second and sixth is 4 points or 5.
7.
7. I don't know. I don't care, man. All I know is I'm feeling good. 20-time champions. Ancelot in his first season. We see online people ask, which phase is he in?
Lee Gunner. There's a guy called Lee Gunner, man.
Yes.
There. He keeps asking, what phase is
I like
is
it. I
Ancelot
love
in?
Liga.
Is it a Xavi face?
Xavi face, huh?
Which Xavi face?
Okay.
But it's been a good ride.
Okay.
We had just a blip of form there around February
Okay.
when we went out of the FA Cup, went out of the Champions League, drew with Everton, drew with Newcastle.
Yeah.
Then things looked shaky.
Yeah.
But then the boys picked themselves up. We had the eyes on the prize because, as Bob Paisley says, Bob Paisley was the coach during your time.
When
In the
you're not
80s.
born, so
Yeah, he used to say there was this transition from Bill Shankly was like our Jurgen Klopp.
Okay.
Then when we the transition to Paisley, Paisley now was the most successful one. But Shankly has the fans love him more. So it's just like now when Shankly said just support Paisley, Klopp did the same thing. People supported Slot, and Paisley said, I don't care about whatever happens. The league is our bread and butter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever you do in other competitions. The league is our bread and butter. And we have bread and butter covered in blue band. 20 times champions. Put some respect on our name,
it's
please.
okay.
No, we have. We respect you guys. You guys have done everything that we did not expect you guys to do it.
Yeah.
Because guys were saying, you haven't met a big team yet.
Yeah.
They haven't
Uh,
played away to big teams.
They haven't gone to UAE, they haven't gone to Etihad. Man City haven't come to Anfield yet. But I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it's a really good thing for Ancelotti actually picking up winning the league in the first season, right? But the question that I have for you is it a matter of a good team or a bad league?
Okay, you cannot say it's a bad league.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, possibly next season we can have 10 teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Last season, I think Italy has had the most this season in
8.
Europe. We are headed in that direction because already England has an extra slot
Yeah.
in the Champions League. An English team is probably going to win the Europa League.
Europa League, yeah. So those
Another
are 6.
English team is probably going to win the Conference League. Probably
That's why it
if
stops.
Crystal
That's why it
Palace
stops.
if Crystal Palace wins the FA Cup,
Yeah.
they will be in the Europa
The
League.
Europa.
Yeah.
So you cannot say it's a bad. Okay, I can say it's not a bad season per se. Bad league. You can say the levels dropped off in the top teams,
the
like
top teams.
Man City and Arsenal dropped off, but these mid-table teams pushed up
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you cannot. Spurs have a goal difference of +7, around at 15th or
You
16th.
can imagine.
United are still in the negative.
Bournemouth, which they have beaten Arsenal home and away, they have beaten City, they have beaten Spurs, they have beaten United. Probably United should not be counted among the big boys.
Yeah, we should not.
We had a tough game against Bournemouth,
Yeah.
and they are 10th.
You can,
The level of the mid-table teams,
Mid-table teams.
increased,
Yeah.
and then the big boys, not necessarily. Let's say because Chelsea have been shaky, they started off well, then their form went off.
Injuries.
Actually, in December,
Injuries.
Injuries.
they were supposed. You
With
guys,
that squad,
you guys were
with
supposed
40
to.
players.
You guys were supposed to be.
You have
those
like
are
4
injuries.
teams.
Huh?
Do you know
Which
Yeah,
4
with
teams?
40 players,
Which
you
4
talk about
teams?
injury.
You have like see
You know that notion is very, very, very misguided by
Which
the way.
one?
Those players that you say
when
which ones
the
are
conference league
actually,
started,
actually
when the conference league
conference-
started,
You had
in
2
the league
teams.
phase,
You had 2
You're playing
teams.
2
You
teams.
cannot tell us where I'm
the Palma guys
Yeah.
and Sancho were not even playing the conference league when it started.
that was the preliminary options.
That's what you are
even
saying.
you do
But that's what you are saying. You guys have a
even
bigger
you
team.
do you guys play all your starting people on in Carabao?
No, of course you cannot start all
So
your.
are you disagreeing?
we have treated the conference league literally like Carabao.
Okay.
The first leg was about just getting people. Akina Renatos, we are about to sell them.
Yeah.
Mm.
The first thing was just bringing. People don't understand the Chelsea model, and this is one thing that I always try to explain to people.
Okay.
Our model is very, very different from the way you think a proper club should be run. Okay? It might not be. It's very unorthodox, but
Okay.
it works. What we are doing is literally flipping players, and people don't know. What we do, we get a player at 19, send him on loan. Like now, Renato will go for around 25, 30 M's. Last season, nobody knew him.
Oh, Vega.
Yes,
From Basel. That is nice.
Everyone
Andre
that is
Santos
on
will
loan
fetch
right
you
now-
some money.
is going to be sold.
Okay.
Apart from Andre Santos.
He will.
So
So the 40 players
you're
that
looking at pure profit.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the model we are going for. That's why we have managed to stay without a front of shirt sponsor for almost a whole season.
Okay.
Same, so you just
Because
but then invest
the
in
way
a
we
new
are doing
stadium.
business is very, very different from the way other clubs are run.
Okay.
Yes. So I wouldn't say that we have 40 players. On paper, yes. But on paper, yes. It's like when Arsenal says they win the Champions League. On paper, yes, because they are still there. But we all know practically it won't happen.
Okay.
Okay?
But
Yes.
on paper, you guys are 40 players.
Yes, on paper.
That has
And
nothing
the
to do.
paper
with
there
that
has
is-
those
eh,
Those are your players.
That's
Yeah,
enough. We
that-
don't need
that's
any other
enough.
explanation.
That paper has those names.
Hey,
But
that's
you
enough.
Because
But
they are not
that's
Juventus
not- they are
players,
literally
they're
there.
players.
that should not form the basis of literally you
Okay,
guys
let's
can
say
play
among
several
40,
teams.
you can
it's
have
not,
like
it's not
20
like
good
that.
players.
Yes, we have
In the
like
40, you
30,
can have-
30 good crop of players that we can use.
30.
30, you know, there are 3
30.
teams.
No,
30.
Kwani, how many teams do you have? How many players do you have in your squad register? They are 25.
25.
Yeah, an extra 5 is not bad.
So that's what
But-
Discipline was
And plus,
saying.
we
Okay,
have chums. we
my
can
point
play.
was
Yeah.
the league is not bad. The mid-table teams improved. Even you nowadays, you know, there is no sure win when you come to this game. In the past, you'll say, this game, sure 3 points, I'm picking them.
Yeah.
But even if when you meet a Ipswich or even a Leicester, we have seen you struggled against Leicester, 2 late goals, you won. We went to Leicester, who hadn't scored for 9 games. They gave us a game. We won 1-0.
Yeah.
So you see, even those teams that are relegated, they are really trying. Although they are playing, you can just say the quality of the players in the past 2 seasons, the teams that have come up,
Okay.
they have all gone back immediately. That has never happened before, back to back.
Yeah.
Because the quality of the players, the level, the quality of the Premier League level player and the Championship player
Yeah.
level is miles apart.
The difference is miles
That's
apart.
what is setting them apart. But these mid-table teams have improved, like Fulham, the Bournemouth,
Crystal Palace.
the Forest, the Palace. Palace, we know them every time. When it's time to get 10th position, they become prime Brazil.
Yes, they go all out for
I
that.
always
10th
compare them
position.
to old school Croatia.
But always
Yeah.
there's something about. I've learned something about football. People will always rage bait you. People will want to push their agendas.
Yeah.
Somebody will just wake up and say the league was very poor.
The league was not poor.
PGMOL.
PGMOL did this and that.
Yeah.
But kudos to Liverpool. But there's something, it's not gaslighting, but this is the truth.
Uh-huh.
Your 20th league title, you have drawn, what's it called? Your 2020 with Man United.
Yes.
But the hype is 100 gorillas. Is what was talked about. 100 men versus one gorilla.
This is the thing I'm talking about.
No, but it's
Somebody
true.
will just.
But it's true. As let's be honest, Cristiano.
Okay,
If Arsenal just lifts
I want
its
to read something
14th
for you.
trophy, you will know we have won a league. For you, it has just been, I don't know. But kila mtu everyone is dissing the league, saying the league was not all that.
No,
But let's give
That's
credit
very
where it's
unfair.
due.
that's very unfair.
You start ndasema on a hater's view it's okay, but on a realistic point is you started the league, what is it called, you played football that has been beautiful, that has been amazing. You just the one thing Ane did to your team and changed it kidogo, we just twacked one thing on it. What is called this guy number 6, your number 6, Gravenberch, because the rest of the squad, that was Klopp squad.
Yeah.
But this guy just came. I'll just tweak one thing. And nasemaga mimi, to me, the most important position in football is the number 6.
Yeah, true.
Because the moment you have a number 6 who can flow the game, everything else gets
But
into
they also
play.
kind of slowed down. They are not like
Okay.
this proper judge press Liverpool. that
Yeah.
is
No,
just
because
this
yeah,
season,
it
actually-
had
gung-ho,
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 But it had both though. It had
Yeah,
both.
but they are
both.
they are
It
very
had organization,
calculated.
it
It's
it
not
will
like
be gang
this is not
impress,
the
but-
Liverpool that I would fear that would beat me 4-0.
Yeah.
To be fair, I know this Liverpool can beat me 1-2-0 at most.
But still itakupiga 1-0 lakini
But-
hiyo game utatafuta hiyo ball.
Ndio nasema. But sasa
Wakana
unajua
ball.
Because
Liverpool
nowadays we
ya Klopp
don't
ilikuwa
even
ni ile
press that one
from
that
minute 1
high.
to minute 90. Bro, it is proper judge and press.
Now, for
Then
Klopp, it was
relentless.
proper, and then they used to know how to switch.
Okay,
There's one thing they changed.
on your point that you said, the gorilla versus 100 men hype. Let me just read one stat for you. Liverpool FC 20th men title triumph is officially the most engaged Premier League win ever and the club's most engaged day of all time on social media.
Ever on social media. When you are,
But let me tell you, you can't understand because you have not been on social media.
listen. I've been there. Don't listen. The last time you won the league was during COVID.
Yes.
True or not? No one was talking about it. Prior to that, you want it to be ever.
Can you
No,
say
listen.
Nobody's
On social
talking about it.
on
and
social-
you're already talking about it.
No,
When you say you don't care, it's because you are caring. Now you are going to post so that people can think you're not caring.
I've been online, but you have not seen me talk about your team. That is why I'm telling
Because
you.
you are trying to hide yourself.
No, I'm not hiding. I'm telling you.
Okay, Cristiano. Let's not talk about the hype. Let's talk about the real football, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair, there has not been any title race this season. To be fair,
Mhm.
because Liverpool has just gone with it.
In December,
But you guys, no. No, you cannot say
But
there has
right
not
now,
been a title.
there's no-
What
bro.
did I tell you? What did I tell you
What did you
then
say?
back then?
Listen.
You remember me saying
Mm.
at some point I'll have to reevaluate. I did so.
Mhm.
I did so.
When did you
didn't I?
reevaluate?
Number one, I saw the coach that I expected to be a little bit sensible is very, very stupid.
Okay.
Insisting on a player that number one knows
Mhm.
we have the worst keeper in the league. In fact, top 5 leagues in the world. How that manager cannot see
Mhm.
past Sanchez, I don't know.
Okay.
That is point number one.
That is point number one.
Okay.
Point number 2, people forget.
Mhm.
Before Fofana went injured,
Mhm.
we had one of the I think the second or third best defensive record.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Immediately after Fofana went, our defensive record went to the ships. That's what people forget also.
Okay.
People forget.
So why are we supposed to forget about your injury problems? Why are we supposed
It's
to
not
remember?
an excuse. That's what you are not getting from. It's not an excuse.
Okay.
It's just during the course of the season, attrition. You know people will just fall off.
Yeah.
But it's all about how you're going to maintain with the players that you have. That's why when Odegaard went, you guys were a little bit worried. Why? It's not that it's because the one who's coming there. It's just that Nwaneri surprised most of you.
We are worried about Saka than Odegaard.
Exactly. But
when Odegaard was out,
even when Odegaard, I
Nwaneri
remember
never
him
played.
saying,
Nwaneri
"Ngoja
never
Matoa
played.
arudi,
I was
ngoja
gonna
say
Matoa arudi."
Nwaneri.
That's what he was telling
we
me.
started playing Nwaneri
So
when
you are telling
Saka
me
got
that.
in.
By the
That's
way,
what I'm telling
when
you.
Odegaard
You
was
stamp-
out, by
Yeah,
the way,
we never gamble on
but
Nwaneri.
you dropped a lot of points.
You dropped a lot of points, and the excuse back then
Yes.
was
We don't have a
we
creative.
don't have a
our
creative
force.
Our creative force is not back.
Our captain is not there.
Our captain is not back. He
Okay,
himself
point number
said-
3. Point number 3.
Point.
As we lost the league, we're in the title race, but
You
we
see,
fumbled. I'm
now
not
you
saying
see.
there was a race, but we fumbled.
Number 3,
for
people
us.
forget
Okay.
this is the youngest squad in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest, and I mean the youngest by far, not even close. It's not even close. By far.
Okay.
An experienced manager, unexperienced players, injuries, coupled with people who are much better in the process than us.
Okay.
And for your information, we've had a very, very shaky 2025, I would say.
Okay.
But we are still in the top 4. We can finish second for Pete's sake.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I have given up hope. I only know that I cannot win the league right now. It's gone.
But what I can say is, it's not a must there be a title race. Because even when City became Centurions, United were in a title race and they finished 19 points behind
19
them.
points behind them, yeah.
And Arsenal, if we look right now, they might finish 18 points behind. So it's not a must that there be a title race, but they
But
can
if you
always
look
win
at
their
that
second
Man
place.
United Man City title race,
Yeah.
there was a time where Man City and Man U were very, very. In fact, I think they were even went ahead, if I'm not wrong.
No, they were champions of January.
That's what I'm telling you. There was a time they were even ahead.
So
But this time,
Using that logic then,
No
using
one
that
has
logic,
gone-
using that logic then there was a title race because you guys are supposed to go on top of the league.
no.
Listen,
you are to beat
listen,
Everton,
go
you
on
have
top
to
of
beat
the league,
Everton and
yes.
go on top of the league.
We
Christmas
remember.
Eve.
Yes.
You're supposed to beat Everton. You
go
wanted your
top
league.
of the table.
So going
With
by
a-
that
with a
analogy,
game
then
in hand.
there was a
Meaning
title
they-
race and
haikuwa-
Chelsea.
haikuwa tuende top of the league.
You
Kukaa
were.
hapo.
What do
Ilikuwa
you
tuende Liverpool si won the it did
No,
not make
no.
sense.
At the end of the day-
How can you say that? And
Again-
going
again
the top
in
of the
hand.
league.
Again
This is
in
a
You have
headlock.
not played
Not
that.
of the-
How
So,
can you say
you
will
were
go top
playing
of the
one-
league yet you know huyu akiwin hata leo hata in the next 2 hours I will not be there.
But
Being
you
top
lost
of the
the
league
game.
means you will hata kama tungewin 10-0 Brian, that's my point. Hatungemaliza hiyo weekend number 1 because they won.
No,
But
your point
tunashinda.
is you made a
Being
point.
top of the league for a
Listen.
few hours is not a
Listen,
flex.
listen.
Sio si flex, labda
Usikize,
kwenyu.
usikize. The point that you made is that United at some point
Yeah, for some time. There was a weekend they were
Nah.
top. True or false?
on weekend.
Yes, me hata weekend
Same
sijalalia
thing,
mwanda.
same thing pia nyinyi mngeenda top of the league on the Christmas Eve for Liverpool to play on Boxing Day.
That's not the weekend. That's not the full match week. What do you understand by a match week?
So win first,
Ukiambiwa-
then wait for
Yo.
this to be on top
Yo.
for 2 days.
If you are told
Let
match
Liverpool-
You
week,
were in the
game
title
week,
race.
if you are told by,
What?
if
Like-
you are told I'm top game week 26, what does that mean? It means after everyone has played their rounds, sisi
You are
ndio
top
tuko
of the
top.
table.
So you
What
being
after
close to
what
the
wame-
top is not a title race.
There's no a title race
But United being close to the top is a title race.
because they were actually there for a whole game week. A
But they
whole
were
game
there.
week.
United were there in the
Nasema.
first day of the league.
Yeah, so
United
the
were top.
title race when they were
Let's be
number
fair.
1.
The league ilianza
After
Friday.
one game,
League is
Maxima don't
sasa
say
hiyo
it
siwezi
is
sema
the
ati
top of the
walikuwa
table
top. They
after
were
the
not
first
top.
game
That's
week.
not being top. Being top is wakati game week imeisha, game week 1 walikuwa wapi?
Walikuwa juu.
Hawakuwa juu.
Kwa nani alikuwa juu?
Si walimaliza
That is
hata
playable
ikufika
difference.
hata ikufika second half ya kick off Saturday walikuwa shatoka.
So let me address the champion in the room. Cristiano, in matters footballing, what do you think, apart from Gravenberch, because all of us we've all seen how he's been instrumental for you guys. Apart from Gravenberch, what do you think Ancelotti has been able to do?
There's something that Salah said.
Yeah.
Of course, Salah has been we can say Salah has walked us to the league title because there's been a period of time Diaz has been off it. Nunes, we know he's always off it. Jota after injury, I don't even recognize him anymore. Chiesa does not play.
Is he gonna get the medal?
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
today. He only needs one more match.
Okay.
So there's somebody, I think it was in the preseason match. Then it was in the warm-up game against Arsenal in Miami. So Slot said he saw Salah during warm-up, and the kids, that time people were still coming from Euros. So the academy players were the ones, a lot of them were the ones who were there. Okay. All of them, whatever Salah was doing during warm-up is what the kids were trying to emulate.
Okay.
So Slot called him on the side and asked Salah, what do you want us to do in this coming season? Then Salah, it was in an interview, Salah told Slot, just take me off defensive duties and I'll deliver you the league.
Wow.
And he took him off. So even people are saying, that's why I stopped slandering. So Bosley, he's a 10, but he was mostly covering the right-hand side of the midfield.
Okay.
So, when people slander him, he's always working. His work rate is high.
Okay.
He can shoot the ball. But we don't see the creative side of him. Because Salah is the one.
Covering Salah.
Yeah. So I understood. And now that is like, I can say, you can give the coach credit and the players. Because you have had Klopp for the last 9 years. Klopp has won you everything. This is some guy who has just come from the Eredivisie. You don't know much about him.
Who once played Van Dijk actually?
Yeah. then you are I'm Salah. I've won 3 golden boots here.
Yeah.
What are you telling me?
Mm-hmm.
But then the manager trusted the players and the players trusted him, because I cannot say that there was nothing. It was just the Gravenberch who slotted in the midfield. Then Salah stopped defensively. And then the rest is just like Gakpo caught some form before he got injured. Diaz started the season on fire. Jota was fine before injury. Nunes came up with some crucial goals against the double against Brentford. McAllister. Oh, the best Argentine. Not even.
But
let me wait for Inter Milan to do something for me, then I'll bring that. McAllister, they always say Pedri. You see, me, I'm not a Barcelona fan. I'm a Real Madrid hater. So Barca fans always assume I am a Barca fan. I'm not a Barca fan. I'm a Real Madrid hater first. So Pedri is a good player, yes. Yeah. Technically, PR. but he doesn't have a World Cup.
Okay.
So I think McAllister is on those levels. McAllister can play 6, can play 8, can play 10.
Yeah.
He can do tackles. He can hit the hard shots.
McAllister is massive.
But people also forget the big impact that Van Dijk has on that team.
Exactly.
Van Dijk is like, I haven't seen there's no captain like him, I'd say, in the Premier League right now.
Sorry to cut you short. There's a referee, a former referee, who said that Van Dijk, it looks like Van Dijk intimidates.
Exactly. That's my point.
Because there's so many errors that he's been making.
Especially
this season that have gone unnoticed. But it's because his sort of aura, it comes off so bullish. Like referee on a 2A manze. This is a 6 foot something dude, gorilla. I cannot even I can't even book him.
So we just take 10 Van Dijks to face that gorilla.
Yeah, he should wakiwa na umtiti. So moving on.
Yeah.
Tumesikia story ya Liverpool. Vicky, what's happening to your team,
by the way? Which one?
What's happening to you, Arsenal? I don't want to address
Look at
Madrid.
the way he's just moved away from me.
I don't want to address Madrid. Madrid is something else.
God, I don't know. Yesterday, honestly, I was angry from the moment the lineup came out.
Okay.
Because, yes, you were 7 points. Actually, it was what? It was initially we were 3 points ahead of Man City as it is right now. And Arteta looked at the table, was number 6 is on 60, having played Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Having played that game. So my manager thinks, let me start. My best players,
We finish off the job.
we
early.
finish off the job so that we can be 10 points clear
That's a
and
good thing,
confirm
actually.
Champions League.
Yeah.
That was a bullshit thing
That's
to
a
do.
good thing. I
You have
prefer
4 more
doing that.
games to play.
I prefer doing that rather than getting people off the bench.
No, it's not even off the bench. Don't play players, rest players. What is more important? Confirming Champions League whereby you have 4 more games. actually, let's just put yesterday's games aside. Sindio, you have 3 more games whereby you need to win 1 game and confirm Champions League
But they have
football.
been doing it all season.
But
These people don't have depth of squad.
will
They've
I
been
talk?
doing
You're
it.
making me more pissed off at my team.
Give him time.
So you go start every single player except for Timber, and Timber is doubtful. Ben White will play at PSG.
Oh my
He'll be
fucking
Oh
God.
my god.
Cooked. It is
You'll
blanco.
turn black that
even,
day.
you first even him getting cooked
He'll be cooked by
by
Kvara.
Ouattara.
Ouattara.
So you go start everyone. The only player that naturally I even tend to think he'll start Trossard as a 9. Merino might start on the bench. You have the most crucial game of the season for us. Confirming Champions League is not that crucial. We'll confirm it one way or the other. You're going away to Paris. You play your players for almost 90 minutes. Indio. Then you have to travel. You have to do all that. Did you see the squad Paris played? Only Joao Neves started. And he did not even start in midfield. You put him. He was a defender. He was
right
inverted.
back inverting.
Yeah. So, how are you supposed to go to Paris with a squad you played? You're even risking injury. Kuna wani sijui nani niliona akikanyagwa hapo. I'm like, yo, Arteta, come on, surely. You are losing to Bournemouth at home. And even when it was 2-1, there was something I was watching the game. I'm like, at 2-1, you're at home playing your best players. Or is Bournemouth possessing the ball for you? You see Barcelona when they went 2-0 down to Inter Milan. What did Barca do? You press that team. I'm at home. I need this goal. We are 2-1 down. You're not even subbing off the players you need to sub off. And you're not even pressing Bournemouth. Bournemouth are very comfortable with us. Actually, from the 80th minute to the last minute, it was Bournemouth who looked like they can get another goal.
Mhm.
So, me team nilikwambia, I told you in January, because I told you Arteta still has a lot to learn. And nikakwambia mimi mali imefika, if you don't win me a trophy, you build the team. You have done everything right. Umeturudisha pale. You have given Emirates the soul. But at some point, you leave it to someone else to finish the job. Because the job right now that is remaining, what is the job remaining at Arsenal? Winning trophies.
Yeah.
And you cannot go 3 seasons. After the first season, you knew you needed a striker. You did not sign. But the second season, same thing. So ndio wanatuonyesha kanayo dedication. I don't know what will happen in Paris, but I'm still saying you're winning the Champions League. And you will win it.
So clearly you are going to win in Paris.
Yeah.
So you know what is going to happen.
The only Paris you can win is in Langata.
Hizo zilichanika. But anyways, in Paris, we'll get to the Champions League.
But
later.
can we say it was bad luck on his side? Because in his thinking,
Exactly.
this top 4 is not in my hands,
It's
but
exactly,
I can secure
it's
it
not
today.
yet. It's
But
not
come
yet
on,
secured.
Come
He's
on.
thinking
Listen.
Bournemouth was not on a good form.
And then he's thinking.
No.
And then he's thinking he needs to bring the morale of the players up. They
Yeah,
have already
yeah.
lost.
So
They've already lost.
what
So
morale
they need a
did he
pick
bring
me up.
yesterday losing back to back?
That's what I'm saying. It's
Bad luck. It's just bad luck. You just
Because
met a better team.
he
Because you
needed-
forget even Bournemouth beat a lot of big teams.
Maybe I was ready.
A lot, including
Hillary, I'm telling you, yesterday I was ready to lose to Bournemouth because I know there's a quality team. But let me lose when you've rested players for the crucial game that you're going to away. Come on, why you
Are you saying you should have rotated the same way he did against Everton?
rotate kila mtu?
Okay.
Let Nwaneri play. Let these rejects.
But you know,
from
also
Chelsea play.
there are some players.
Everyone.
There are players who thrive on momentum. Who play
That's
each
my
game,
point,
each and every
exactly.
game.
You need
Because even we as the champions, we struggle after long breaks. We see when we go for international breaks, then we return. We used to play shitty games.
This is not a long break.
And
You
that's
played
why
a
I'm
game
saying,
on Wednesday. Relax.
Now there are some people who like it that way. Wednesday they play, Sunday they play,
That's my
Wednesday
point.
they play.
That is my point I was
But can
getting
I ask
to.
you?
Because
Can I ask
Liverpool
you?
have done
Can I
it.
ask you? Can I
They
ask
played
you? Hillary,
PSG
yes,
and
Hillary,
they played a stronger
Hillary,
team.
can
They
I ask
did
you
it.
something? Yeah, Inter Milan and Barcelona, are they playing for something in their leagues right now?
Yes.
100%. They're playing for something. Why did they rotate? Kwani kushinda
They are
league
not
is
they are not playing
Okay,
against
okay,
strong
okay.
teams.
Answer this after
They
the
are not
break.
playing at Bournemouth.
Answer
You
this
think
after
Barcelona
the
would
break.
have
Answer
played
this after
that
the
against
break.
Bournemouth?
Answer after the break. Okay, sawa. Utapigana hapa saa hizi. All right, man. Hapa you guys were talking about Inter and Barcelona.
Yeah.
And even before you go on, those two teams, if you watched how PSG played yesterday, Inter played yesterday. Those are teams with depth. Your team, currently, you have almost like 6 starting players who can't offer you depth. So even for Arteta to decide he's going to start his best team to get 3 points, to get a winning spirit back, because you see you've lost to Paris in Emirates. So the fans are asking for 3 points. So and the 3 points they're going to be offered by who? By
The
Bournemouth.
best players.
So you take a gamble and start a big team, a better team, but a gamble is a gamble.
It did not pay off.
It never paid off.
Yeah.
But anyway, you
As a gambler, you can
Mimi-
understand.
as a
it.
gambler you can understand.
Kale
As a
kagame
gambler,
kamoja
if-
kalimwangusha.
Team moja.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Brian, circumstances, as a manager, you weigh options. You look at what do I have in the future? What is more important? Was yesterday more important than on Wednesday?
No, it wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't.
Because uko na game ine. This is the thing. You have 4 games. Now it's 3 games. Win 1 game, confirm Champions League. At the end of the day, you know Chelsea and Nottingham have to face each other on the last day.
But
But
Vicky,
also-
what,
let
me
Vicky,
tell you,
what
on
you
that
fail-
point-
what you fail to understand is
What?
at this point of the season hakuna game ndogo.
Hakuna, but
Hakuna.
Because you're facing
Usidanganywe.
Liverpool at Anfield.
Exactly.
You're facing
Newcastle at home.
at home.
Yeah.
And those
Those
Newcastle has dunked on you thrice.
3 times.
You have not
you have
scored
not
past them this
secured
season.
second
Sijakata,
spot.
listen, Sijakata. All
But
that
let me
it's
tell you-
accept. Who am I playing the last?
You have not secured second spot. That is
I'm
my
not secured.
point.
I don't need second.
You
spot.
can finish as far as
Hillary,
sixth.
Hillary,
You know
what-
that.
The point
Hillary,
is
what
you
you're
want
not
Champions
getting
League
is-
football, not second position.
Second, I'm a fifth. What is the difference? You all play Champions League.
My
I don't
point
care
is-
if I want
Okay,
to
let me
finish
tell you.
second.
The point I was making
Yeah.
is
I can side with Arteta on this.
And, there's
Me
nothing
too.
to
Because
side with.
you see, when we lost to Barca 3-0 in the season we won the UCL, we had that weekend we had Newcastle at St James, and we were in a title race at that time.
Exactly. You
We
are
couldn't
you are
rest
in a-
the players.
you cannot rest them.
But we also know-
there's a point he has made. He has made a very crucial. You are in what?
We were in a title race.
Exactly.
So
A
you are in
title
the
race
top
that was
race.
close. It was this close.
You are in a top
And
race.
then not that we
It's okay,
not
I'm in
that
a
we
top
could
race,
rotate.
but
Do you know if you
I have-
finish
okay.
fifth, there is a chance you will not get into Europe, into UCL.
With
You see the-
chance,
the
bro, we
players-
confirmed that England is getting 5 teams. That is
See
confirmed.
the one spot is itaenda kwa mtu wa Europa.
Hapana,
No, UCL is
that
5
does
teams.
not change anything.
No,
UCL is
that
5
does not
teams.
change
So
anything.
you will go 6.
5.
Yes.
It's just like Italy last
That's
season
why
when
I was
Atalanta
saying-
won. They had 6 teams in the
10
Champions
teams might
League.
go to Europe.
So Champions League inachezwa team
Yeah.
sita. Because at the end of the day, an English team is winning the Europa.
That's why I'm saying
yeah.
we didn't rotate, not because the league was important, yes,
Mm.
but we also knew we had a game ahead that we were looking forward to. But then we didn't have the depth that we could rotate with.
But
Because we had Akina Minamino and Origi. Remember, Salah was injured. Firmino was injured during that Newcastle game. We still went.
Unaona-
Barcelona still came to Anfield and we beat them
mligamble.
with a
Unaona,
front three of
aliumia
Mane,
game gani?
Origi, and Shaqiri.
Ndio nasema but mligamble game ya Newcastle,
Eh,
si ndio?
mm,
Exactly.
Because it's an important game.
To you it was really really important because
It's
you're in a
still
title race.
important to you because
For what? Top 4 and
if you don't, if you come, we beat you next week.
ni sawa.
Newcastle beat you. Southampton want to end the season in style.
Style gani?
See, by beating you before they go down.
Hiyo hata ndio inaniconfirmia champe. At the end of the day nakwambia look. Here are the teams.
You cannot.
No, here are
you
the
can blame the.
I can
Okay.
pia, manager pia angalia who am I competing with for this? Chelsea, Aston Villa, Man City.
Forest.
Newcastle.
Chelsea will
Newcastle.
not make it there.
So Man City with the fixtures they have remaining is what
I know
nilisema
what you are
Man
trying to
City.
do. You will not
Man
rattle
City,
me
Man City
today.
wataqualify.
Today I'm
That
actually
is
very
given,
calm.
si ndio? Chelsea and Nottingham are yet to face each other. Nottingham pia kuna timu nyingine kwa hiyo top 4 race wanacheza nayo.
Mhm.
So why with 4 games to play and an important game away are you playing your first 11? But anyways, mlisema ni momentum.
Yeah, the
Mimi
momentum.
kitu yenye
players.
nasema
Momentum is important
yenye na
in
blame
football.
Arteta ni hakuwatoa mapema.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That is
also.
my point. But
You see,
starting them it was
It-
very
it was,
very
it was
okay.
very okay.
But
But
angewa-
ni sawa,
ingefika dakika
nilisema
60.
I thought as a manager umewanzisha.
Mm.
Because that whole
Bukayo
team.
naweza elewa. Bukayo needs much fitness. Kivior really needs those games. Saliba and Kivior, that I understand. Hao lazima wangeanza.
Okay,
kwa
now
match.
whom did you want to be rested?
Miles, why are you playing Luis? You have
He's a
Tierney.
young boy. He's still energized. He can
He-
play a
he
game
can
every
do
3
it.
days.
si kucheza hiyo 3 days. Shit happens in football.
Okay,
When that
apart
player
from
gets injured,
MLS, who else?
arrest Steven Odegaard aende tu, alikuwa hata game ya PSG anakaa tu fatigued, you get. So Rice cannot play that. We have played that boy to the ground. Si ndio? Start Merino, pate Nwaneri, si ndio? Huko mbele reject wenyu at least earn your 100 points, tunawapiaga 100k kila mwezi. Stero, Sterling.
Thank you by the way. You've been very helpful, super helpful.
Then Trossard, si ndio? Unazanisha Martinelli cause ukijana achokangi. Second half pia Bukayo hata ni sawa, you can rest Martinelli, play Bukayo kidogo because of match fitness. He needs some momentum. Ikifika 60, by the time ikifika 60 ukiwa ni
The problem is who are the players that were supposed to play there?
See, I've mentioned them. I've mentioned for you 5 players.
You have mentioned Merino, who in Arteta's mind probably is thinking about starting him Wednesday at 9. You have mentioned Martinelli and Saka because all of them will start again.
No, nimesema
both don't. Sterling,
then nakwambia
the manager has clearly shown he does not start.
Sterling, Nwaneri,
Sterling.
Tierney, Zinchenko. Those are Zinchenko hata niwekea midfield. Hata tu me as in, what was the difference between starting them and starting wherever we started? Did we lose?
Yes.
Exactly. So
Okay, let's move the discussion. Let me ask you something, Vicky, about your captain. Do you think it's time to strip him off the armband like United did to Maguire?
yeah, it will wake him up because these days he's disappearing. Give it to Deckers.
Okay.
Nilikuwa tetea kitambo, mimi used to tetea Odegaard. I was like, I see his leadership off the ball via na move team, but these days imekuwa tu ni off the ball movement yake. On the ball is doing nothing.
Okay.
The person who is doing everything is Deckers. So the team, you have to rally behind
Deckers.
na akitolewa pia unaget ile once you're stripped you want to prove something.
Yeah.
It's like he's too comfortable now. He has to atoleo comfort zone kidogo, ambie Odegaard jitume sasa. Unaget ile ukitolewa captain. What did Maguire do? He did not put his head down.
Lamine Maguire.
Ilikuwa kubwa zaidi.
Hata walikuwa wanamchuja wampeleke West Ham. Right now he's their best defender.
No, he's the best winger.
He's even the best striker.
He's the best player, you know.
Well, so long as Maguire is in the pitch, he generates a bigger XG than anybody else.
Na kitambo United
Na
fans,
kichwa yake tu.
Yeah, slab head.
he's using his head these days.
So
More.
Vicky, let me ask you something else.
Yeah.
But I did not ask Cristiano this because you know he's a champion. I don't need to take him back. But you can. How did you feel the win against Madrid? Did it elevate Arsenal's status in the UCL? Ama it was. Did you feel like Arteta has finally made a step forward in his managerial career?
Honestly,
Ama ilikuwa tu ni Madrid ilikuwa tu
honestly
mbaya?
speaking, I don't think that elevates anything from, as in, unless you actually win something. Winning a game doesn't elevate. Bro, that Real Madrid team, hata nilikwambia walibahatika kupiga Atletico. I'm not downplaying.
Hiyo penalty ya Alvarez, bila hiyo penalty, hiyo penalty ingekubalika wangekuwa nje.
I'm not downplaying our efforts. We actually went and we were toe to toe with Madrid. We didn't show anything, you know. So if Arteta wants to elevate his status right now, ndio nione yes umejaribu win at Paris.
Okay.
That now shows there's some level of gameplay umepandisha kidogo. Because if you win at Paris, final nasemaga it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
It's anyone's game. Well, if I meet Inter Milan, if I meet Barcelona,
Whom do you want to meet?
I'll say Inter Milan.
Why have you asked with such confidence?
Why do you want
Yeah,
to
we
beat
could
them?
have had, who would you have wanted
Inter
to
Milan.
meet?
I've said Inter Milan.
Will you be there even
I went
better?
to San Siro.
You might not be
I
able to
went
say.
to San Siro.
and lost?
Yeah, I lost, but how did I play there?
Yeah, Cristiano.
Defensively.
You had 47 crosses.
It's amazing how people
Defensively,
have.
how? And I had
have-
13
Bro,
corners.
you can't have this conversation. I'm coming to you, bro. It's UCL. You can't
I'm
have this
just, I'm
conversation.
just giving out a
I did not
statistic.
No.
I'm giving a
Actually,
UCL
Inter Milan
statistic.
plays
It's
more
not bad.
defensive
You
football
let
than
Vicky
us
speak.
at home.
And that's how they play.
Exactly. So, because Barcelona, bro, Lamine can hurt you at any time. If you silence that boy, you silence Barcelona.
No.
Bro.
The main player is
Rafinha.
It's Pedri, bro.
It's Pedri.
Rafinha,
That's
man.
about a midfield.
Pedri is a metronome in that.
If you control a
Yeah,
midfield,
Rafinha, man.
if you have control of a
Rafinha
midfield,
is coming up with clutch goals. You see, clutch
Bro,
goals.
Yeah,
Pedri decides if that team is going to run, Is that it's going to
You
slow?
saw the
Is
third
that- is they
goal.
going to go high?
You think if
But
it
nitawaambia-
was another person, the third goal against Inter inaenda
hata
ndani?
si hivyo ndio
You've seen
namwambia
better
nyinyi-
goals.
nyinyi
Bro, you
mnaona
They would
Pedri.
have
No.
still
Unaona
created
Pedri.
more chances.
Nyinyi mnaona Pedri, but I can tell you this and I'll tell you this for sure. Barcelona can go to San Siro, play with Pedri, but if they don't have De Jong, bro, Frankie is who makes Pedri play better.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
Frankie is who will transition the ball for you. Unaona mtu, if they try put someone like Abidal, Eric is not all that. Unaona ile progression. It's the same thing with Pache. Those sixes that are technically gifted, that know how to use space, that know I'll play a short pass or I'll play a long
Like
pass.
Wataru Endo.
Vetu, you're a champion, Zaid. It's just that I respect you as a champion. So let me not speak. But
So, you done? You said you want to face Inter. If by chance you get there.
yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's move on to the conference merchant. You seem to be having a lot of
No,
opinions.
I was just perplexed that someone expects to be in a final yet he has 0 goals in 6 semi-finals. So I was just giving out out there.
But the game is at
See,
halftime.
You have.
See, the game is
Arteta
at
has been
halftime.
into 6
But that is a crazy
semi-finals
start.
with 0 goals.
Zero goals in
In
6
6 semi-finals that he has ever been
semi-finals.
to.
Uh-huh.
He has never scored any goal.
Okay. So,
So-
TV scores in Paris.
That's what I'm saying, going by the evidence. You know, it's good to go by the evidence that you have. Unajua, you say hata ukitaka kufanya
So,
kitu
unataka
sahi,
kuniambia
utaenda-
je,
utaambiwa enda
semi-final
usome
hivi?
kita. So mimi nikienda nifungue kitabu ya Arsenal history semi-finals.
and
And
anakuuliza
Arteta.
Hillary,
I can see
before
6
you were
games
Jen,
and 0
before you were
goals.
Jen, before you were Jen, we have Arteta has
See,
never won a
I'm
semi. He has never won a
Not
semi-final.
about winning. The last
Which
Nani
one?
sawa ni
Which
the last
one?
6. Ndio tuwapiga FA final.
Hiyo
Nani
ilikuwa-
alipiga Man City semi-final? We did not
My
beat Man
God.
City 2-0 at
No,
My
answer the
God.
question.
when we beat you on a
The
final
last
FA.
6 semi-finals
Which
mmefunga
year was
ngapi?
Hizo ni the
Which
last
year was
six.
that?
Ni sawa
That
ni
was
the last
even
six.
Emery's squad for your information.
Eh?
No, you can't use that.
Emery ndiye
Ah,
aliwafikisha
hiyo
hapo.
Hiyo inakuwaga
You
so
can't use that
so
story, bro.
Emery
Nani
ndiye
does
aliwafikisha
not-
hapo.
Nani-
Hiyo ni bunge
Yani,
mtani.
he literally did. Let me give you a good analogy.
So,
He
do I
literally
talk?
did what Gus Hiddink used to do for Chelsea. Ask me, I'll tell
Who
you.
was the manager?
Huh?
Who was the
ndio
manager?
it was
nikuulize Hillary.
So,
Hillary.
let me
ask
ask.
a
Let me
simple-
just give
do
you
we- do we-
because I've seen it.
Sikugive
I've also
up.
done it.
Nakuuliza swali simple.
I've
Yeye ni
also
Ancelotti
done
ama
it.
ni-
Nakuuliza
ama ni
swali
Klopp?
simple.
Cristiano.
Ancelotti.
Ni Ancelotti ama ni
Cristiano.
Klopp. That is where I was
Yes.
going.
You see the things that
So-
he has done.
Uh-huh.
I've also done it. That's what I'm telling you. You see,
Shida yako ni Hillary unarefusha
So, ligi ni ya
story.
nani?
Ligi ni ya
Klopp
Klopp
ama ni
ama
ya
ni ya
Slot?
Slot?
Can I talk?
Answer
League-
one question.
De Bruyne, can I talk? Let me talk.
One answer.
One
Let me talk.
Answer.
Umeongea
Just answer.
mingi, hutaki kurudisha
answer.
swali.
I'm just giving you an
Ligi
answer.
ni ya
Liverpool's
Klopp
league,
ama ni ya
is it
Slot?
Klopp or is
It's
it
ya
Slot?
Slot.
Thank you.
Why is
Now,
it Slot?
Wiki, no,
Why is it Slot?
guys.
When did
Tell
Arteta
us.
come into when did
November.
Arteta
In
aliingia
November.
November?
In
Sio,
November,
alianza
eh.
hiyo season. Nani alianza hiyo season?
Ni Emery, FA inaanza
Alafu-
ndio nakuuliza
Then what are you talking
FA inaanzaga
about?
lini?
Squad ni ya
FA
nani?
inaanzaga
Squad
lini?
ni ya nani?
So, so
We
Vicky,
did not sign
Vicky,
anyone in January.
Vicky, let
Ama-
me take charge. Let me take
F-
charge.
F-
I usually
Hold up.
Cristiano, I usually tell
Hold
them
up. You listen.
I have seen Gus Hiddink do that with
Okay.
Felipe Scolari's squad.
Okay.
But
I
was
also
it-
give
was it-
Scolari
keep
some
quiet.
credit kwa sababu yeye ndiye aliweka basis za kuanza season. Everyone knows before you start a season, the pre-season is very crucial.
Okay.
Okay, the beginning, the first half of the season is very, very crucial.
Yeah.
Okay.
True or false?
True.
True.
I can truly say this Liverpool that has won the league, it's Ancelotti because as he said, walianza pre-season pamoja.
Okay.
Literally the foundation was built kutoka chini.
Okay.
But ile FM will win.
Foundation was done by Don Unai.
So let me
Let's
ask
be
you.
fair.
Okay, let
Why
me
why
ask
did
you.
we for
Can we be
Emery
fair?
with that foundation? Mbona tulifuta Emery na hiyo
Vicky,
Can
foundation?
we be fair?
So can you just keep quiet, please? So let me ask you a question, right? Right now, when United are performing, they are performing. Who's getting the slack? Is it Amorim or Ten Hag?
Ni squad ya Ten Hag.
Both.
Amorim akibeba.
Both.
Just keep quiet.
Both.
So
Why
you're
not?
going to call
Why is it both?
Ten Hag
So,
to ask him
why is it
Ngoja,
both?
just
Why
Vicky,
not?
can you just keep quiet?
Why not?
I'm asking you a question.
Why not?
When United are getting the slack,
Why not?
Zimia huyu Mike.
Jama,
Did you
Ngoja,
know this
Hillary,
this
you
all
answer.
shenanigans with Rashford started from Ten Hag?
So you listen to the question that I'm asking you.
It rolls over, bro.
I'm asking you a very simple question. Are you going to call Ten Hag in Netherlands because United are going to be beaten today by Brentford?
Somehow, yes, he has a point to because
Goodness. Just talk about
Cristiano,
confidence.
yes, yes.
Tell us about your
Cristiano,
Chelsea
let me
team.
ask you a very good question.
Uh,
the problem with Rashford that Amorim came to exacerbate. When did it start? Did it start with Amorim?
No, he found
The
it there.
problems that Man United are having right now, they are deep enrooted due to Ten Hag. So of course he has some part to blame.
So the
Not
finals-
the full blame. I'll not blame him 100%. But of course he has some part to play because
so United. So by
he's
that
the one who
analogy-
said Sancho should go. He's the one who almost sent Rashford away. He's the one who destabilized the team. Amorim, literally, what Amorim has done, even Amorim himself told Man United fans, expect a storm. Because he knew, this is not my
So
shit.
when Amorim gets to the Europa finals, who will have won the Europa finals?
Yeah?
Who
Well,
in
if
the,
United win.
when the managers are written in the
You
board
are
that
not getting my point.
I'm
not
getting your
saying-
point.
I'm not saying
I'm
you
getting
don't
your
give
point.
credit, but don't disregard the other. Don't
No
ask
one
us if
disregards
Ateta
it.
just floated out of the bus this November, then he went on this credit.
This-
No.
This
Na ndio
story,
nakwambia,
we were
nakwambia.
on a Champions League semi-final.
Hata
Don't
si-
know,
hata
we
si-
have reached to everything.
Tunafunga-
Tunaongelea
Covid.
semi-final,
Can you just tell us
yenyewe
about Chelsea?
foundation si zao.
Tell us about Chelsea. Be
Me, I'm
proud
saying
of your team.
The foundation that Ateta has built ever since he started.
Nia Emery. Nia Emery. Tell us about Chelsea.
Thank you. Why
Tell us
is
about
he
Chelsea.
refusing?
Tell us about
Ask
Chelsea.
your colleague.
Tell us about
I
Chelsea.
did not
You don't have
refuse.
time.
My point was simple. He has won a semi-final.
You don't have
Has
time.
he or
Which one?
hasn't he?
You really don't
Yes.
have time. Tell us
We
about
move
Chelsea.
on.
What do you want to know? Me, I'm
About
not
your
in the
season.
title race. I'm already on course to achieve what I stated here in this podcast that I want. I said I want Champions League football and Conference League. Didn't I say that? So as for me, I know the season is not perfect. It's much better than the last 2 or 3 seasons that I have had personally, because I've spent close to 3/4 of the season in top 4. So for me, najua hata ya last season ilikuwa you are number 10, then you have like the last 10-20 games, that's when you pull. At least I can say, number 1, I have positives because I have been in a pseudo title race for around 6 months. So that means
There's nothing
if
as
I can
pseudo.
extend
It's
that
not pseudo.
run for a little bit,
It's not pseudo, bro.
It's
This
a
is the
pseudo,
first
it's a
time I'm
pseudo,
hearing
it's a
about
pseudo.
pseudo title.
it's a pseudo title race.
It's not a pseudo title
because-
What the fuck is a pseudo
What
title
the fuck
race?
is that, man?
We roll
Title
back
read
the
fake.
tape. We have him while we were
Fake.
speaking in December.
It's like ni kitu
Tena
yenye
is
haiko.
Na ni
Una
sawa.
No,
imagine.
we know the meaning
Haiko.
of pseudo.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I tried to explain,
Ama to
but
Google.
Bro, you went to
if
school.
you want to Google it, you can also Google. So my point is, I have seen step backs,
Setbacks.
several setbacks, and steps backwards, like 1 or 2, not bad,
Okay.
but overall, it's a net positive for me.
What's the
Because-
positive?
I've managed to be significantly within the top 4 for like almost the whole season.
The whole season.
The whole season nimekuwa hapo.
Okay.
So which last season na hiyo season nyingine hata sikuwa nanusia.
Uko unanusia.
Sikuwa nanusia. Number 2, at least now I'm kind of getting to know my spine, because sikuwa na spine apart from Sanchez. I didn't have anyone.
So
In
what's
fact-
your spine? Sorry.
I can say there's Reece, there's Levi, there's Caicedo, there's Cole,
Levi Cole.
there's Enzo. Those are the people that I know. Team sheet ikianza hivi, kama wako fully fit, they are starting.
Mbona hujataja ja Palma?
Si nimesema
Oh,
Cole.
Jackson. But Jackson is
Na
Palma
Jackson
works,
in
yes.
a-
Right now you have to accept he's your main
How
scorer.
many games has James played this season?
He's played actually he's tried.
Okay.
By his standard, he's tried. By his standards, he has truly
Let's say around
because
more than,
ever
more
since
than
he-
15.
he has played more. He's played close to 15 now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can say at least I can see
But
the manager is trying
Reece
to.
James has been there, so there's
No,
no
he's
no
not
new
been there.
discovery of a spine.
He's not been there. When has Reece James ever been there?
So is he a spine?
You
not be there
yourself, you usually tell me Reece James will be right back. Are you not the one who usually tell me that
Hata si hivyo,
statement?
now, if you know he's never there, how is he a spine?
So that's what I'm saying. We have seen players recover from. How many players have you seen wenye wamekuwa na injuries mbaya, always getting injured, lakini wanapita at some point in their career when they turn off and they become like great. So
Very
I'm
rare.
expecting that.
Very rare.
I'm praying. I'm just hoping. Copium, you can say it's Copium, whatever you want to say, but I'm a Chelsea fan, so you don't expect me to say otherwise. At
So
least
when are you booking the dates?
the date for.
Hiyo trophy hata inakaaga aje?
Sijali, utaiona. You'll see it.
Let me ask you.
Don't worry.
So
Taipigia parade hapa.
what
I'll be
position-
very shameless.
mko namba ngapi?
Sai
What position?
sai
Five.
iko number 5.
5.
Yes.
Okay, let me just check something.
5 or
here.
6. You're behind Nottingham,
Five.
bro.
No, you're fifth at 60.
Yeah, we are 5.
Fifth at 60. Then you're playing Liverpool today.
I have Liverpool, Manchester,
No,
Nottingham,
Newcastle.
and Newcastle.
So you're playing Newcastle. It's playing Liverpool.
Yeah.
Then Newcastle. Then United.
You know what gives me hope?
Then
I'm
Nottingham.
hearing those
You know what
fixtures,
gives me
I'm
hope?
getting angrier.
Do you know what
Remembering
gives
what
me
my
hope?
manager did yesterday.
Is I know at least now the fate of the Champions League is completely within my grasp.
Yeah.
Completely within my grasp.
Are you gonna
It's yours to
are you gonna
lose.
beat Newcastle?
That's what I'm saying. I might not beat Newcastle, but the good thing I like, I don't have to rely on another team.
You'll have to rely on them.
How? If I beat Newcastle and I beat Nottingham, I'm already there.
What if they beat you?
That's
If
what
you
I'm
lose
saying.
to Liverpool,
My
and,
point
and-
exactly.
and-
It is within my hands.
We don't even
I
care.
can
They
decide
can win if they
Okay.
want.
if I win,
Mhm.
if I truly played like 2 finals,
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I don't have to rely sijui Bournemouth inishikie hii, sijui anishikie hii ndio ni win. Nitupatane ukinichapa, I'll accept it because I'm a football fan.
Inaanza
At the end of the
leo.
day.
Acceptance.
But
today.
if I win, hamtakaa na amani. Let me not lie to you. I'll be very shameless.
Why?
You're
Why
allowed.
will you be
You're allowed.
shameless?
Do you want to be
I
shameless
will. I
about
don't
Champions
want- I
League?
don't
No,
want-
I want
Let me let
to. I want to
Cristiano
understand why
deal
you'll be
with it.
shameless playing Champions League football.
We'll only
Yet
be-
you've been in the
we'll
position.
we'll only be playing Champions League football at the end of the day.
Then
But
why-
I'll have a trophy, you won't?
because of the conference.
Yes.
Okay.
You are
fine.
fine.
I'll be shameless.
You're
You're
fine.
allowed to. You're allowed
Hey,
to.
yo,
So if by chance you don't qualify for the Champions League,
Disaster. I'll be mad. But at the same time, we have owners who will buy. I'm not scared. That's one thing I know.
do you think?
The owners will bind that one. Owners squad.
Yeah, 40
Probably
plus.
injuries, but die.
Trust me, we only have one player who played in the 2021 final. One.
We know
Left.
you cleared everyone.
Everyone is
But
clear.
now-
So
but
we
now-
don't have problems with overhauling squads.
There's
quickly.
something about Chelsea,
We'll do
Cristiano,
it.
Mhm.
that I think Champions League is going to either offer or not offer.
Mhm.
And the person in question is Cole Palmer, because he looks like now he's a player. Palmer doesn't want to play in Conference League again.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play in Europa. He wants Champions League football. He wants to be in the cream. Champions League is where everyone wants to be. But now, if you guys don't qualify, do you feel like he might say, "Hey, my guys, I need to bounce"?
I don't think Palmer can say that because if we don't qualify, sorry to say, part and parcel will be on him. Because the past 12 games, he's not been at it.
Okay.
The way, although there is some speculation that he has been carrying an injury for almost 3 months, he's not been
He
fit.
has. He's been carrying.
He's been carrying a knocks, but tumekuwa tukimdunga tu kama Odegaard. But if we don't qualify, he has a part to play
Okay.
because he has not been giving us the level of quality that he was giving us.
What about
at
the
beginning
championship
of
manager?
the championship manager, number one, I would not blame him.
Ow.
I'll just feel pity for him because he'll be swallowed alive. Because I know our number one, I know our fans, I know our owners. There are someone who hata unaweza kuta amewin your conference but haja qualify Champions League, ametembezwa kiatu. That's one thing I know about Chelsea. We have that. What people expected Pochettino to stay. Hata alimaliza hivi ligi kama hiyo weekend ameenda.
Okay.
So I may not have much sympathy, but the good thing about Maresca is at least he was honest enough to tell me I am inexperienced.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
That's the leeway that I'm giving him because he himself expressed that.
But the madness
Fear
about
out.
this team
Mhm.
is that you guys decided you're not going to take Hansi Flick. You went for
Hansi Flick.
Enzo Maresca.
Do you know why we did not get Hansi Flick?
Yeah.
Number one, Hansi Flick was against. See, I told you we have a new. How many players have we signed over 26?
It's
Very, very few.
Uh-huh.
There is a way we are going with number one, transfers. Number two, how we structure our
Wages.
payment wages, our contracts. Everything is Hansi Flick wanted ready, like 25 to 30 players, that age group.
25 to 30.
Yes, he said he don't want to work with kids, so many kids at the same time.
But he works with kids
But
at
he's working
Barcelona.
with, literally with kids in
Sikatai,
back.
but he has experienced players in that mid. Do you know what our transfer policy literally says? No player under 25, no player over 25 that will be signed. It's only this season that we broke that promise when we signed Tosin.
So what's the difference with Barcelona?
Barcelona, they had a spine. They had players who are over 30, experienced. Kwani leo ako 24.
Nilewa tu nataka kunihesabia.
Rafinha, how old is Rafinha?
Rafinha is young.
How old is Frankie?
Frankie is around 27. Those are young players.
Those are
You
young
cannot
players
say
to you.
that
Do you know what
is
young
that is
player
a
means?
Barcelona's spine.
Yeah.
Do you know
Frankie
what
has
young
not
player
even played a
means?
lot of the season.
Who?
Frankie has not played a lot
Look
this
at- all
season.
I'm saying is
Because mostly, let me tell you, Kubasi has been playing,
have Balde.
Casado has been playing, Famin has been playing.
Sikatai.
Those are
Balde is
19, 20
24.
years.
How many in that squad? You can have young players. Everyone has young players, but how many in that squad? How many?
Those ones are the ones who have come up because of Hansi Flick.
That's what I'm saying. Our policy was, even if you have
He has
a
not
good
signed
player,
them. He has just got
even
them
if
from
you
the
have a good
academy.
player that you
Akina
need us to
Femina,
sign,
Akina Casado,
so long
those
as he's over
Gavi,
25, we will
they
not
all-
give you.
Okay.
So he was like, no, Mimi, I need there is a way of playing that I play. At some point, I may require an experienced player.
How old is James?
James is 24.
Okay, that's experienced. James is experienced.
He's
Are you saying-
experienced.
You said he's experienced.
Experience is
He's
not even the
experienced,
age.
yes.
It's when he started to
Ah,
play. Even,
he has
you see even
experienced.
Bukayo,
He's
I call
experienced,
him an
yes.
experienced player. As much
How
as
many
you're
how many games has he played in the Premier League?
See, that's what I asked you and you said 15.
No, in his career.
I don't know.
Maybe 50 max.
Exactly. Is that what you call experience?
I remember
Yes,
there's a time.
You don't call experience in terms of how many years
I
he's
remember
been
there's a
there.
time they were making jokes. Trent has 100 goals and assists. While James has 100 appearances.
So everyone knows experience is not about ati juu umekuwa Chelsea ati wewe ndio experience ni
kucheza.
umecheza kwa kiwanja how many
Unasema
minutes.
James hana experience, bro.
Unamuita spine.
Umemuita spine saa hizi.
No, that's my point is about
We
Flick.
have a young
He said
spine. What do you want?
No,
What don't
sasa
you
tena ni young
understand?
even
Exactly.
Baka's
Bro,
spine is young.
Bro, you're too flaky, bro. You're too flaky.
Anyway, you won't understand.
You
I
remember-
told you if you try
you know-
understand Chelsea's
You're
transfer
touching
There was a time
policy,
even when
mutaboeka.
Flick went, when they started the season, there was this boy called Mark Bernard. Aliambia, si lazima. You even had a better spine than Baka.
Who?
You.
Baka playing as
The
a
only old
midfielder.
players are Lewandowski
Yeah.
and Rafinha maybe.
And Rafinha had a
Martinez,
terrible
Inigo.
season before.
How
And
old is
French.
Ter Stegen?
The Stegen is what, 30, 32, 33 there.
You guys have
How
Kepa.
long has been Ter
How old
Stegen
is
out?
Kepa?
Where is Kepa?
How old
Lucky
is
Pena,
Kepa?
who was
You
their
sent him on loan to Bournemouth.
Why?
I don't
You
know.
tell us.
See, this is what I'm telling to say to
'Cause
you.
he's old.
If you try understand Chelsea transfer policy, trust me, if you use your own metrics in your own clubs, you won't understand.
No, make us
You won't
understand. That's why
understand.
we're here.
We don't have that time.
We don't have that time. We are waiting PSG to do that work for us. So let me cut this short. Let us just wait till end of the season.
Okay.
We collect all our receipts.
Check and balances.
Checks and balances tuziweke hapo.
Ziweke
Unaona
hapa
hapa?
tufunge season.
Plus few beers.
Okay.
As we
Kwanza
do the
kidogo.
final
Bwenda
season
kwa meza
review.
kwanza.
Meza ndio hii hapa. Wataka nini?
Ule tu yako juu yake.
Kwa check and balances kuna mali acha tu I'll bring it
Tutapatana.
up on
We
the
will- we will
si
meet.
wewe ni huyu
Hata
kwanza
huyu.
namulika
I have
huyu.
receipts.
Huyu jamaa wa Bournemouth.
I know.
And the final show is.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's been the time for today. Let's meet next week when we'll discuss whether there are people who will be in the finals of the conference and finals of the UCL. It's been real. Cristiano the champion.
Congratulations again.
20 times next season Man United will not sing at Old Trafford. 20 times Man United. They can no longer sing it.
Vicky, the Paris job is maybe it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
That hesitation.
You don't have chest.
I think
Say it with
yours is
chest.
done.
With chest.
Yours is done.
I said you're winning the Champions League. That
That
is the chest. You cannot win without winning the chest. The same
All right,
time.
guys, that's it for now. Cheers, man.